Well, I got this switch off the original truck. It's a Delco Remy. It says Defrost on it. Sadly, I had to cut the stud off to get it off the truck because the bolts were all rotted. So when you take it apart, I got this bolt that I shaved the into a square nut with a grinder. And I'm going to put it right in here with some JB weld, just because the housing's got a couple cracks in it. Hopefully it'll beef up the housing as well. So I just want to mix up a little. Actually, it's not JB weld. It's some Harbor Freight epoxy, 2-part epoxy. I think it's a 50-50 mix. And I'm using a piece of a wire tie. One of the thicker ones is a spatula. I'm just going to put it right inside that groove right there. And then I'm going to put this, spin it around so you can see. I'll take the guts out so they don't get messed up. See, I'll put that bolt that I made in there. Just wipe that off. I'll let that epoxy harden. Hopefully it'll beef up the integrity of the switch housing, the plastic. So I'll let that sit overnight and come back to it, and hopefully this is good to go. What I just noticed is that I've got some epoxy on the threads. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bolt on it, or nut on it, and thread it down. And hopefully that cleans off the threads. I'm going to take a second one and put it on there and actually leave it there. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't leave it there overnight. I don't want it to be glued in place when I come back to this. So no, I'm just going to run the run the bolts nuts over it a couple times and let this epoxy set and hope for the best. I wonder if I should stand this up so the epoxy spreads out vertically. So, you know, leave it like that. It's a good question. Do I get anything to let it sit like this overnight? I'm afraid that'll fall though. If I had some way to like hold it while it sets up. And this screws under the dash. There's a hole in the bottom of the dash that this goes into. Oh, I know what to do. Take my 2 pieces of plywood, put them just like that. Let that dry. Put it back together tomorrow after it's hard. See how it comes out. Okay, it's now Wednesday. This is all dry, nice and hard, and that reinforces. See, I'm cracked here and there, so that reinforces that, keeps it together as well. So I just got to put this switch back together, and the trick is to get this to line up with the right way on here. So when this is this is upside down, so this is the off position. We want this tab to be touching plastic and not making contact. So I believe it goes that way. Oh, I'm upside down. Yep. So let's get this right. Just take a breath. The reading faces the top, so it says defrost. I know it goes that way. So now that goes there. That's the off position. That goes there. I kind of got to hold it this way so it doesn't fall off, and find the little tab that it goes into. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Then there's this little piece with a spring on it, like a little bullet end. That's to help it stay locked into position. And it'll line up with some holes on the cover. And the cover goes on. And if you're in all the slots, it should close tight, and it's not. So I'm not in something. Let's see. Phone's ringing. Yeah, I had to take a phone call, but continuing on, I just want to get this. There's a little hole in there. It is. I don't know if you heard the click. Now I'm in the hole. And now I got to get this cover on. You get that in the hole. There it is. And then the two screws. And of course, after I get these two screws in, the big test, which is, and to test this, I'll just try to hook it up to the fan motor that goes on the heater and see if I get 2 speeds out of it. And I might use the other switch, which says heat on it, and it has 3 positions. It's a 3-speed switch. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching.